I think the next 45 minutes, hopefully, is going to inspire every single person in the room. But to kick things off, I want everyone to stand up, if you don't mind. We're going to do a quick exercise that I've been told you cannot do day 2 of an event in New Orleans, because you'll probably be dizzy, the room will be spinning. And if I've been to a SubSummit event before, I can promise you no one's going to do this tomorrow. So please close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes. No phones. And I want you all to think back to that moment, whether you're the founder, the CEO, or the company you just joined. What was the mission and purpose behind that business? What inspired you to create that company? This panel is going to be entirely about what is the role of business? Is business just about making money? Is that the American dream? Are we living in a world of just social impact where it's just about doing good? Who cares about profit? Today's panel is really going to explore the intersection of the two, because we fundamentally believe, and you're going to hear from these 3 amazing leaders on stage, that these 2 things are inextricably linked. Business is a force for good, and if you do it well, if you integrate business and mission, you'll transform your company, transform the lives of your employees, your customers, and better communities. All right, you can all open your eyes. Let's sit down, and to kick things off, let's meet our amazing panelists. So, Misty?
Thank you, James. My name is Misty Castaneda. I'm the founder and cultivator of Purpose at For Purpose Kids. And we are a social good brand inspiring the next generation of global citizens by teaching kindness and doing good as a way of life.
Jen.
I am Jen Clyde, and I am the founder and CEO of the Giv Box. In the Giv Box, I employ artisans from all around the world who are in need of jobs, and I create really on-trend, cool accessories, fashion accessories. So that's me, just developing a big community of do-gooders. So.
Amazing. And Cindy.
I'm Cindy Nelson, and I'm the brand manager for Tiege Hanley. Tiege Hanley is a men's skincare company. We are all about helping men look and feel amazing. Our mission is to provide them with an uncomplicated skincare system. We have 7 different products that we sell. It is all about taking care of their skin. We're not cosmetic, we're not beauty, we're not makeup. We are about helping men take care of their skin.
It's nice to hear some Tiege customers in the room as well, back over there. And the reason that I'm here, and I'm so grateful to be with these amazing leaders on stage, is I was invited to my first SubSummit about a year ago, and I launched a company called Pledgeling, which hopefully some of you know. And if folks were here in Denver or at the last SubSummit, we had just started building out a simple technology solution to really empower every single subscription company to embed a micro donation in their business. And at the time, we had a few hundred brands trying it. Today, we have 3,000 companies that are actually using our platform to do what we call grow through giving. And so I've had this amazing experience of watching companies like you're going to hear from now really integrate purpose and see how that grows their business. So let's dive into that seminal moment in each of your company's lives. So let's start with you, Mindy. Misty. Or Misty. Excuse me, Misty.
That's fine. So my aha moment actually happened in 2015. I had left my job in corporate America and had done some international volunteering in India, something I'd always wanted to do, and then found myself with my now husband living overseas in Hong Kong. And I was really active within the international volunteer space, and I was trying to figure out a way to engage more people in that space, specifically targeting social good businesses. And the picture that you see here is of Dane. Dane, at this time, was 6 years old. He is the son of a friend that lives in Houston, Texas. And she posted a video on her Facebook of Dane, and he did this 1-minute video where he created this idea to make art by Dane. And the mission behind that was to raise money for his local food bank. And at 6 years old, my aha moment was, wow, how do we engage more kids to be like Dane? How different would the world look if we had kids with this awareness? So my aha moment was really seeing his video, and then the idea of For Purpose Kids was born, and then really took off after I became a mom in May of 2016.
Amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, so my aha moment came when I've been in fashion for over 20 years and owned a couple stores and been a fashion stylist for a long time. And I've always just excelled in that area. And I worked with a company that would basically develop through artisans different accessories, and we had a big following. And I've been doing this for like the last 8.5 years. And then last summer, or fall, I guess, basically everybody kind of, our board just kind of pulled out. Just said, you know, that's basically not their thing. So I had a choice. I could go back into fashion and do the things that I love to do. But I just sat there and I thought, okay, I cannot call, or I guess I can't really always call them anyways, my artisans, that I had been traveling around the world, seeing their children be able to actually go to school past 6th grade in Cusco, or, you know, the women in Morocco, like you see here, Laura, who the only time she has that she's not beaten is at this moment right here, when she comes and joins 6 other women to help develop with me, that I take and am able to give to all of you. Sorry, I get emotional when I see her, 'cause she's amazing. And I saw her leave the door, and she took off her scarf and said, now I have to go out back into the world and cover up and not feel enough. And so I was like, oh no, we're gonna make sure everybody feels like they're enough. And if I have the ability to go and be a fashion stylist and show people cool stuff and cool jewelry, and women are gonna buy stuff anyways, so why not buy stuff that is connected to helping these women here. So.
Amazing. And Cindy from Tiege.
Sure. The aha moment for Tiege Hanley was at the onset, at the beginning. There are 4 founders with this company, and they talked about who we were going to be as a brand, be transparent, be a trusted advisor, do the right thing because it's the right thing. We are going to make our own product. We're not going to white label. And early on, at the very beginning, Rob Hoxie, one of our co-founders, said it's imperative that we put, I'm going to get upset, an SPF in every moisturizer, morning daily moisturizer that we make. His father passed away from melanoma when Rob was in his late 20s and his dad was in his early 50s. Skin cancer is the #1 cancer in the world, and it's also the easiest cancer to prevent. I'll talk about it a little bit later when we talk about the Skin Cancer Foundation. But the second aha was when we went deeper in our relationship and we read in their 2018 journal an article called Men on the Hook. And to quickly summarize, women have been able to change their story and change their stat because every day we get up and put on a moisturizer with built-in SPF. Men's trajectory, unfortunately, is still climbing in terms of getting cancer and dying from skin cancer. The story is something that we believe we're uniquely positioned to change, and at the onset, our aha was Rob.
Amazing. So, Misty, let's come back to you and talk about a little bit of your business and how you incorporated mission and purpose. Obviously, it's about kids into your company.
Absolutely. So, for me, from the outset, it was really important that mission was built into the revenue model. And this is something that, there's a lot of people in social good spaces that are building models this way, but it's not necessarily, the easiest way to grow a brand. But for me, it was absolutely crucial. particularly because, our target age group is age 5 to 10. And so it's all about planting seeds and how we can, teach our kids and inspire them to do good when they grow up. But as a company, if I'm not doing that myself, what type of example does that set? So it wasn't really negotiable for that not to be part of our model. So for me, I am donating a portion of a sale of each toolkit and each subscription to a nonprofit organization, and it is the one that I volunteered in India with. I've maintained a relationship with them for almost 6 years, and the founder and I have become really close. And her nonprofit in New Delhi is an outdoor school, and it supports kids in the slums that don't go to government schools. And so, the missions there are really aligned. Of course, we're, teaching kids here in the US and in Canada, and her mission is teaching kids that don't have the opportunities there. So, for us, again, it was so synergistic for us to do that right from the beginning.
And what comes in a sample one of your boxes?
So all of our toolkits include a children's book, and then we have 5 multicultural characters, which we call the For-Purpose Friends. And so they help tell the stories and get kids involved in different areas of doing good and giving back. So one of the things that was important for me was to talk to kids about, the general ideas of doing good and giving back, was also how they can do things to help people in communities, how they could do things to help animals and then protect the environment. I wanted kids and families to have this, really holistic approach to, giving. For me, my passion has always been people in communities, and particularly children. But for a lot of other people, it's, it's animals, it's environment. So it's really, offering all of these resources and seeing what lights kids up, right? Because as parents, if you're parents or grandparents, aunts, uncles, or you have kids in your life, it's really easy to see kind of what they respond to. And so for me, it's offering all of those so they can decide what's important to them and then start pursuing that.
Mm-hmm. So I just got to see, I think, the second version of the packaging from the Giv Box, and it's amazing. So talk a little bit about, everyone saw the inspiring photo from Morocco, but how have you taken an integrated impact into your product, which is gorgeous jewelry?
Yeah. So, honestly, thank you about the box. We are messing around with this box, and I love the box. So, everything to me is about experience. I have been shopping with women for so long that I know that they're emotional buyers. We buy off of emotion. It doesn't matter what it is. And so no matter what, so when I did the box, it's a jewelry box because in that moment it was more dramatic if you pull that out. Plus it's reusable, and women love to reuse things and think of ideas to put more stuff in it and stuff like that. So I loved it because when you pull it out, the first thing you see when you open the box is a big picture, a card of our artisans. So you would see Lara from Morocco doing what she does best, and that's creating based off of whatever traditions they pass down from generation to generation. And right there you saw us actually painting, but you get to meet them right away. All right, so we're connected right away. You want people to feel connected, and so then after that, then you get to actually see the product. So then you go into that. And once you get through all of that, whatever the product is, like this month we're working with Vietnam, brand new artisans from Vietnam, they're amazing. And they did a beautiful scarf. And so once you get through all the beauty, at the bottom, it tells you basically to keep giving. So whether it's, something that you want to buy and put in the box and reuse it, it tells you that, please do. We made the box cute, super cute, because everything has to be cute, right? And so we want them to give it out. We want them to, reuse it, repurpose it, everything sustainable, everything with purpose and connection. And that's how you really bring customers into your brand, into your community that you're building, is to provide the beautiful experience. So no matter what, they'll post and be like, we're so excited to see who we're helping this month. And yeah, it's awesome. We still have these beautiful things to wear. And even when they don't particularly like the color or whatever it is, they always have somebody else to give it to. And now they even have a beautiful box to give it to them in. So that was kind of the idea.
So, and it's really, I mean, just to crystallize this again, it's so amazing. You open this box and you immediately get hit with, this is the impact that you are having. This is who you are supporting. And then you get this amazing product. It's really kind of tangible. Let's talk about that for a minute as it relates to Tiege. Tiege has been around for 3 years?
3 years old this July.
And has a tremendous growth trajectory, doing incredibly well. And as you mentioned earlier, started with a mission, right, from your co-founder, Rob, but you didn't bring that front-facing. And so I want you to talk a little bit about...
I would like to clarify that you are grounded in impact from day one.
Yep.
We are really a business. We are here to profit in terms of selling to men our systems, the different products. What was pure and true is just who we are as a company, and from day one, we started donating quarterly to the Skin Cancer Foundation, but we didn't market it, we didn't advertise it, and there is still a sensitivity to look like possibly we're trying to capitalize on something that, you know, is a very unfortunate event to lose a parent. So nothing was done for a year and a half our lifetime. It was later, once I joined the team, and the founder said, could you figure out what we can do? We'd like to do more with the Skin Cancer Foundation. And that's when we reached out and realized we could become a corporate council member, we could apply, and we did receive the seal of recommendation. Rob now sits on the committee for the gala. So we kind of just walked ourselves into the relationship because it was just part of our fabric, but we didn't really start in the direction that you're starting with. It is who we are. It just became a part of our fabric quickly. So we've been able to donate now monthly, and obviously bringing on Pledgeling has been huge for us, and we're really excited about that because this will be the first opportunity that we can allow our customers to participate with us if they choose. Mm-hmm. So just to kind of answer that question and just to set the stage that we're a little bit different.
Yeah, we've seen brands similar to Tiege that never had to give back or had to give back but never told their customers about it, and literally see an increase in lifetime value when they bring their giving forward and make it super transparent, anywhere from 33% to a 50% increase in lifetime value because they're actually telling their story of the mission of the brands. How are you going to talk about the quantified impact? Because, you know, 5 years ago when people, Tom's, Warby Parker, all these brands, maybe 7, 10 years ago when they're first starting, cause marketing used to be the thing. I'm going to do something for breast cancer awareness, or I'm going to do something around the holidays, the season of giving. The Tom's and the Warby Parkers, what they've done is they said, this is just core to who we are. We're giving as a part of the brand because we think customers want it and we think our employees want it. Talk a little bit about how you're planning to talk about the impact that you're having.
Sure. So ours is very new. Next week, you should be able to find us if you text journal to 707070. But it's literally being set up this week, and it's super exciting for us. And Megan's here, who works with you. She's been awesome. And you guys are talking about an impact page and telling your story. It's not just saying we give money on your behalf. It's what are we doing? And so somehow we started talking about how much of our AM with SPF we've put into consumers' hands. And we calculated that we have provided 15 million days worth of sun protection to guys in 3 years. And so we're like, what?
15 million?
15 million days of sun protection. And that just blew us away. That was really exciting. So we're also going to do a financial counter, and talking to the Skin Cancer Foundation, we're going to support the Destination Healthy Skin. It's an RV that goes around the country. Every $15 allows the RV to go another mile. And so our goal is clearly to give them as many miles as possible and do it in conjunction. So those are the two different impact counters that I think people get excited about seeing when they go to a page. Yep. And then we'll tell our story and ask people to participate.
Yeah, consumers want to just know 5% of proceeds go to a charity. They actually want to know the impact, right? Mm-hmm. Making that super clear is really important. Mm-hmm. Jen, let's go to you because you shared something really interesting about the impact page on your website.
Yeah. So since the background that I came from, I told you, with this larger company, we sold a product through a catalog, and then we sold it through a box. We had a subscription box. And so I saw what worked and what didn't for a really long time. And the subscription box always worked so much better. And since I had owned a couple of retail stores, that's why I started that. But what I really recognized is that the more simple the story was each month, because each month we launch a new story, a new cause, and then a new book, line, and jewelry that goes with it. But the more simple it is, they can retain it more and they connect with it more. And the more we were like, oh, it does good here, 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 and here, they just lose it. And the connection, it goes further away and it's lost. And then we don't have that retention. We don't have them coming back as much. So with the Giv Box, what we did was we highlight that the artisan group or one woman or whoever we're helping that month to develop and that we work with. And we provide impact reports. So before, it was always like, well, how much percentage? And we kept saying, it's not a percentage, because everyone wants that number right there, right? It's not a percentage, but we actually fed, X amount, or we built a school in Peru so that the kids can go to school after 6th grade and not go back into the potato field. So what it is it's basically providing that long-term, sustainable lifestyle that they can have. They can wake up every day and go and say, I have a job, and this is going to get, my child into school, or whatever it is. So we provide an impact report with that one story. So very simple. One story, and then after the month, we do an impact report on our website, so that and then we email it to them and everything, and so that they can still stay connected. And a lot of the times, it's going to be maybe perhaps the same artisan group, because I'm finding now that they're just, please let us have another month. Please let us, when can we get in? We really want to develop because we need this. Or in Guatemala right now, I'm running into this problem. So I just brought these earrings in because they need more work. But most of the women work in this huge dump in Guatemala City, and they're paid hardly anything. And there's so many health problems within this dump. It's just I'm just learning about it right now. So I'm a little bit frustrated with it, but they need more work. And so that they can come out of the dump. I'm just everybody works in the dump. I'm confused. I'm so confused. But yes, because it's such a big thing there, it's this big dump that that's what's providing those jobs. Mm-hmm. So they're having health problems, and these are mothers who sometimes have to take their children with them. And so if you can imagine a child in the dump, because I just saw pictures of it. So the impact with that one story is it's great, because it really does still connect them to the people around the world. And that's mm-hmm. what we all look for every day, is more connection.
So I think everyone in the room would agree, most consumers are emotional consumers. They buy stories. But for those in the room who are going, this all sounds great, but I've got to hit my various metrics and numbers, and I don't know. Let's talk about some real concrete ROI stories to help folks in the room understand, is there really, we like to use this term at Pledgeling, the ROI of impact? Is there a return on investment of doing good? You have a great example of this.
Yeah, so, for me, the social enterprise space is where we live, much more so actually than even in the subscription box space, which is interesting, only because, that's kind of where I've started building the brand, was there. And so by having that as part of the fabric of our model and everything that we do, not just from a cause marketing standpoint, but really from the business revenue model standpoint, it's allowed us a lot of strong partnerships with people in the landscape, the corporate landscape, that are focused on this. So the best example for us is there is a platform called Done Good. It's a Chrome web browser, and you can, install it as a plugin, and it highlights different social good companies as alternatives to things that you're shopping for online. And so for us, that's been a huge, avenue for people to learn about our brand. And again, it's interesting, because I know we talked about this too on the call, is, cause marketing right now is really a popular kind of thing to do. It's very on trend. But I'm constantly looking for the partners and people that are doing this as part of everything that they're doing. It's not going to be just something they're doing until it's not popular anymore, right? So for me, it's aligning with like-minded brands like Done Good and different platforms like that I can build long-term partnerships with. So for me, I mean, the exposure of brand awareness, I don't pay for that type of thing. I don't need to pay advertising dollars and marketing dollars on social media. It's just naturally something that comes with the partnership. So for me, leveraging that has been really important for
So it's
ROI.
gotten you distribution and huge awareness.
Yes, absolutely, revenue and all of that. So, for me, that's the biggest ROI from that standpoint, for sure.
And Cindy, how are you thinking about it at pretty big scale? Because you guys are scaling quite fast. How are you thinking about the ROI of Impact and kind of tracking it?
Well, we worked with you to set up some key measurements, and I can tell you what the measurements are, but since we are so new, I have nothing to say has it worked yet. But we are allowing guys to donate directly to the Skin Cancer Foundation through us. If they don't want to buy anything, they don't have to buy anything, they just go there. So that will be part of our counter. So that's one thing. Did they participate? Did they donate? The other option is, of course, in your cart, you'll be able to add on to your purchase. Right when you check out, would you like to add $1? So that'll be a measurement, how many people went that far to order, and people that stay with us with that subscription, does it impact the lifetime value? Are we getting customers that are more aware and care more about long-term effect of their skin? So the people that, do they donate with every box, and do they stay with us longer, is really an important goal, because some of the presentations already, you talk about retention, not about getting everyone, but getting the right customer and staying with them a long time. So we hope this allows us to get the right customer. And then at the very end, we can talk about where they go on our website, where they hover, and if there's time spent even looking and reading about impact, if that's a place that they go on our website. So I believe those are the 4 that we kind of came up with to measure.
Yeah, 2 of the core metrics that we track every day across our customers, retention is absolutely a big one, because we've seen this really big shift and an increase in retention when impact is at the forefront. And I want to talk about the add $1 donation at checkout. This brand, unfortunately, is not here. This bar saves lives. Some of you probably know it. It's an amazing, healthy, nutritional bar. It's in every Starbucks. But they launched an e-commerce business several years ago and added a $1 donation at checkout. So when you're buying their bar, you buy a monthly shipment of bars, you can now add an additional $1 donation to provide an additional meal to a malnourished child in one of their projects. Well, what's so fascinating is this brand, their brand says this bar saves lives, right? So if you buy this bar, you're not just getting it because it's actually, a great product, you're buying it because of the mission. But their question was, if we do this, and they use Pledgeling to do it, is that going to help us understand our customers better? And what does it tell us about our customers? Well, in the first 90 days of adding this $1 donation at checkout, when we looked at the metrics, the average customer that was just adding $1 on top of their cart was spending on average 45% more than their regular customer, right? So the mission-driven customer was spending, almost 50% more than their average customer.
We talk a lot about legitimacy and transparency and trust, and we just think that this is the core of who we are, so we're okay telling people about it and giving them a choice.
Do you want to talk a little bit about transparency? Because every Sunday you have a very transparent event for Tiege. It's every Sunday, right?
So we are really fortunate in the fact that one of the founders is an influencer, a very well-known influencer, Aaron Marino, Alpha M. I believe that when the company was just getting started, I kind of think, again, it might have been Rob who said, let's just pick up the phone and see if Aaron would want to work with us. He's in the wellness grooming space. He had maybe 400,000 or 500,000 followers, and now 3 years later, he's over 5 million followers. So between reading the article, the Skin Cancer Foundation, understanding who we are and understanding the voice we had, we are just so uniquely positioned to change the face of skincare, which is our vision, to talk and be transparent and be honest about it. And again, we we want to sell our product. We're a business. I mean,
Yep.
you know, I just want to be honest that we are here to make money, but we're also a really good company. We're really good guys, and I'm proud to work for the company. So one of your models early on was give and grow, and the bigger we get, the more we can give, and the more we give is a factor of the more we grow. So I'm happy with that model.
So is this just a fad? Is it because these millennials and the next generation are do-gooders? Jen, what do you think?
Well, I just know for a fact that it's not a fad. I've been in fashion for a really long time, and that means something's going to go like crazy, and then it's going to go out, you know? And giving back, doing good, however you want to say it, just making a change will never go out of style. It's never going to become ugly. It's never going to become something that someone's going to be like, oh my gosh, that was so last season. Like, now we don't give back. That's never going to happen because you're actually creating impact. And you are creating like, we all have products, and you're talking about how transparent. I love that. Like, we're a business. We're all here to make money. I mean, I have to feed my 4 children. So we all have to have a business. But being able to connect that business and be able to do something you really love, and all these companies, you all have boxes, you have cool product, but to be able to add just something to your cart, or to be able to add a product that, or work with a company like, you know, that puts products in there that do good, it literally will never, ever go out of style. It will never be something that people don't want to buy. So why wouldn't you maybe want to try to just cultivate more and more of a community? Because if you want people to keep coming back, because I'm sure that's all you want, and just keep growing, and you want them to do something that will make them feel a little bit better, because we all try to justify what we buy all the time, right? And so it's just something else they can justify, you know? Hey, it wasn't on sale, but it, you know, gave a breakfast as a kid in Nepal. You know what I mean? So, no, it's not a fad.
Yes,
Misty.
for me, I guess I've been uncool for a long time before this was a fad. Because, you know, for me, it's always been part of what I've done. And one of the things that I speak very honestly about, and part of the reason that I left my corporate job, was because I was always the one in the room asking, well, how is this impacting the people that we're serving? How is this impacting the employees? And, you know, if I'm honest, and with a lot of other female entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in the social goods space I've talked to, is that, you know, we were somewhat silenced in that, because that gets in the way of profits. So for me, you know, again, when I chose to leave my corporate career, and I totally took a leap of faith to do that, which looking back was scary as hell, but I'm glad I did it. I can say I landed on my feet. But, you know, for me, I had to make that the pillar of what I do. It's not been easy. I've had many people with this business question what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, especially in the toy subscription box kids space. You know, there's a few brands doing a great job of this. You know, I've talked with some people here. I think Kid Pick is here. I love the Give Back program that you guys are doing. You know, there's a lot of people doing it, but most aren't. And so I think, you know, there's this idea, too, that when you achieve a certain level, it's easier to put that give back component in. I've had a lot of people say, why don't you do this when you reach a certain level of profits? And why don't you maybe just scale back on this right now? And again, for me, I think one of the things I speak honestly about is, what if I never get to that level of profitability that is that benchmark? You know, for me, I want to have impact where I am right now. And, you know, that's part of the journey for me and why it's not a question. But I think it's really important to talk about that it's not necessarily the easy road.
Yep.
But it's one that I'm committed to, and anyone out there that's committed to it, come talk to me after. I'd love to champion you and support you, and we'll, you know, there will be enough of us in this that it won't be a fad, right?
Right.
There will, of course, be people that are using this for, you know, some sort of spotlight or press, and that's fine. But there's a lot of people out there that aren't anymore, and it will, I think, be the new normal.
Yeah.
So In our last few minutes, 'cause we're going to open up to Q&A for a handful of questions, let's give a lesson from each of your experiences about how to integrate social impact or mission into the folks in the room's businesses. Start with
so
you.
for me, start now. It can be super simple. It can be, 10 cents or 25 cents from whatever you're doing. A little shout out to Pledgeling. They make it so easy. Give and Grow is the app. It's
Thank
connected
you.
through Shopify. One of the things I'm excited to be doing to bring the customers more into the experience is Sune Foundation in India is super important to me, but it probably doesn't resonate with anyone in the room. So what we can do is we can tweak per product what our give back partner is. And so for me, for animals, it's going to make sense to have, a give back partner that supports animals and the environment. So it's really simple to do. It doesn't have to be this grand gesture. It doesn't have to be a donation of $10,000. It doesn't have to be anything. You can start small, but committing to do it and following through, I think, is the takeaway. Start today.
Yeah, just piggybacking off of that, you said it so beautifully. But really just implementing it into your business. What product do you sell? Who are the consumers that you're selling it to? What do they like? What do they feel passionate about? Like for me, I worked with James' app to be able to, and for Valentine's, work with OUR, so it's Underground Railroad. So women are very passionate about their children. And so I'm very passionate about my children, and I was astounded by the sex trafficking issue, and they are an amazing foundation. And so I work, with foundations that I'm passionate about, but it does trickle down into what my subscribers are passionate about as well. So who are your subscribers? And what's that product? And find foundations. Find companies like ours that want to collab. It's all about collaboration. And to be able to really just work that in to your plan. And the cart idea is beautiful, but I also feel like whatever your product is, because it's easy to push the button and add the dollar. That's a guarantee. Awesome, start there. But really try to connect them to coming back. My whole thing is coming back. Yep. And creating that culture and that brand awareness. And so, I would think about what your product is and then who's buying it, and then find those foundations and those causes that really speak to whatever you sell.
The same for us, and the more you spend time understanding your customer, speaking with your customer, engaging with you, for us, it's all about our guys, how we communicate, what's important to them, being part of their world. Is something, your subscription, you can talk to them each month, you can talk to them regularly, you can engage them. We were just sort of theorizing with loyalty that possibly the points they earn, they can give those to charity, to a cause. There's our cause is skin cancer. We're deep with the Skin Cancer Foundation, but there are so many other ways to impact skin cancer, skin awareness. So maybe we engage our guys. But to the points that you're making, for us, it's all about our guys and doing whatever we can to understand, to keep them involved in who we are and what's important. Yeah.
Wonderful. Make it transparent. Make it easy to understand the impact. Do it now, and you'll build a community. So before we leave, one thing that has really resonated with me personally is just seeing the generosity of the SubSummit community and the Subto crowd. So we tried this last year, and we spent some time trying to think about what could this community do, the subscription economy. We send out a ton, everyone here sends out a ton of boxes. So how could this community rally and do something that's really impactful? So we asked this question a year ago, and some folks might know this answer if you were in the room in Denver. But if you were to plant an average forest tree, about 25 feet high, maybe a foot in diameter, how many cardboard boxes would it yield? Guesses in the room? 5,000? 0. It's somewhere between the two of them. I promise.
You can't go lower, so you gotta go.
Yeah.
The answer is about 152. Wow. There's a ton of waste, right? So you think about what we could do as a community, what Subta and this room just this room alone could do to offset all those cardboard boxes by just planting trees, it's really, really meaningful. So if you want, no obligation, if you take out your phone and text the word SUMMIT to 707070, you'll get a donation form. This is powered by my company. We will match the first $1,000 of donations. Wow. So whether it's $1 or $2 or $3 or more that you want to donate, go for it. And what we're going to show you is Subta has made a big commitment to offsetting all these cardboard boxes. As we do this, I'm going to do it as we speak here. So text SUMMIT to 707070. Click on that first link. You'll see donate with Apple Pay, so everyone on an iOS device, I'm going to make a donation. And in real time, we talked about make it authentic, make it transparent. What you see here, all these trees that are going to be donated right now are going to be planted here, right in Louisiana, through a partnership with American Forests. You see on the far left, last year, we had over 10,000 trees planted in Colorado to help with forest fires.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Let's refresh the page again. Goal is get 2 million boxes, so we're getting there. So thank you, everyone. You'll have the opportunity to keep donating if you want. Thank you to our amazing panelists, and thank you to Subta for having us.
Thank you.